Stephane, welcome to the show.
Good morning, Elias.
Who,
Good
who,
morning.
who would have thunk you'd be on the show for an in-transit segment like this? I absolutely love it.
You should know you're the one who invited me. I was
So,
just hoping to start my vacation after a year and a half of working under, let's face it, very difficult conditions, and I figured, okay, time to go. Where can I go? And that's when the idea of the van kicked in.
and I would imagine, obviously for a lot of, you're trying to plan a vacation, flying places, not the greatest idea during a pandemic. So you're like, okay, you know what? Let's head onto the open road. But easier said than done. Tell me about this camper van you've created.
Well, look, I think everybody gets easily seduced by the idea of a traveling in a camper van, whether it's the old Volkswagen microbus from the 60s or the fancier ones uh, being sold nowadays. But these are very expensive. When you
Hmm.
buy a new camper van, brand new, transformed, with beds, with a galley, water, electricity, and everything, you're talking of upward of $75,000. I don't have that kind of money. Uh, and I said, I'd really, really want to make a trip across the country. And I figured, let's buy a used van. So what I
Hmm.
did is that I got myself, it's a Nissan 2015 van that used to be a delivery van. So nothing very fancy. There's nothing inside. And what I did is I went on the internet and simply Googled homemade camper vans,
Wow.
and then you get thousands of ideas, and a lot of these people, you know, uh, use different sets of skills. So you see entry level ones that are made by people who've never held a screwdriver in their life, to fancier ones made by bona fide builders that looks as professional, if not more, than a factory-owned one. And all I had to do then is figure out where my own skills level could take me. So I took a design that I thought, oh, that looks easy enough for me, and I built upon it. I brought the camper in my backyard, and I would say I spent about 3 months working on it, building it.
So, why don't you describe it to our listeners? Inside your camper van, what are the amenities that you'll find?
Well, the most important amenity is insulation. When people say, "Oh, I'll just sleep in my car or my van," yeah, sure, but wait until it's 0 degrees outside, because temperature can fall or get extremely hot, and the only way to control this is through insulation. So, feature number one, I put rock wool insulant in all the walls and cavities and inside the doors and everything. Again, all stuff I learned to do on YouTube. And, just how did they do it? Oh, how did they push it in? Oh, easy. And and that's how I did it. Once that was done, I covered the walls with with plywood, with very thin plywood, which I then covered with carpeting. You buy a roll for $20 at Canadian Tire, and it gave it a sort of finished look, as finished as it can be done with my limited skills. Um, Drilled a few holes to hold it together, and then I had something that looked, you know, comfortable. I had a floor with a fake vinyl finish,
Hmm.
and I had a roof and a ceiling. I mean, that was insulated, and that was the most important. Then I added a roof vent, because ventilation is extremely important. I'm not very good at cutting metal, so my
Yeah.
brother-in-law did it for me. I found a roof fan that on the internet that was relatively cheap. I just didn't know how to install it. My brother-in-law did it, and the rest of it, well, the secret is I didn't build anything. I went to IKEA and I bought very small cabinets, which I built, and then because it's IKEA, I felt I had to solidify them
Yeah.
with all sorts of gadgets. So it's bolted to the floor, and then I took a single sofa bed, a single space sofa bed, which I found secondhand online for like $150. Same thing, bolted it on the floor and made sure that once it's opened, I could fit in it. I'm a big guy. I'm 6'3", so I had to.
Yeah, that's right. You know, you're a big guy. You got to have some room in there. Yeah.
So to fit in it, once I sleep, I have to push the passenger seat forward all the way, but I still fit in very, very snugly. My wife arranged some bedding, that fit perfectly. And the last thing I did was I ordered online a mini fridge that serves both as a freezer and a fridge.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I'm going to hold most of my food. And then my other brother-in-law, who's also very skillful, he installed a sink. It's a salad bowl that I took from the kitchen.
And you converted it into a sink. That's amazing.
Exactly. He drilled a hole in the bottom and put some tubing. So I have a water tank for fresh water. Awesome. And a water tank for dirty water.
Stephane, I have to wrap up here, but I need to ask you, tell our listeners here as we wrap up, where will the open road take you? Where are you going with your camper van?
I had to change destination, but my ultimate destination is Tuktoyaktuk in the Northwest Territories, which is the northernmost point accessible by road in Canada.
Uh-huh.
And the only way to get there is drive to Dawson City, Yukon, through BC and the Alaska Highway. And from there, you take the Dempster Highway. That's roughly 800 kilometers of dirt road that crosses Yukon into the Northwest Territory, and another 200 kilometers takes you to Tuktoyaktuk by the Arctic Ocean. Now, there's a big question mark on this because right now the Northwest Territories are still under lockdown and not accessible for tourists, even double-vaxxed like me. So that's supposed to hold until the end of August, minimum. So who knows? Maybe by the time I get to Dawson City, the Northwest Territories will be reopened. If not, my final destination will be somewhere along the road in Yukon.
Stephane, listen, I know this is your vacation, so I won't impose myself. But let me just tell you, our listeners here sending us messages. They want to make sure you have a Led Zeppelin poster up in the van. But they really have an affection for you, Stephane. And I know CTV Montreal, CJD 800 listeners love you. And have a great vacation. And perhaps we can catch up at some point in your travels.
Oh, you're more than welcome to contact me. I will. And I know I have a lot of viewers and listeners following me on Facebook. So the whole trip will be heavily documented.
I love it.
You will be able to see what I do. I'm bringing a mini drone with me, so I'll take some aerial shots and hopefully pictures of the night sky, because I really like night sky photography. So hopefully it's all going to go well.
Stephane, be well. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Elias.
Stephane Giroux from CTV Montreal, CTV Montreal's legal affairs reporter, now headed on the road for a vacation. Wonderful story.